everynyan. This year I started with not one, but 2 Valentine's Day videos, which is a lot for the most hateful person in the universe. So we were playing some magic cards the other day, and today we're going outside. Shocking, I know. So today I'm gonna be making a cursed Cupid costume. Instead of bringing singers together, I make couples break up. Divorce lawyers love me. So we are starting strong with making a corset top. I got a red dress with lace a while ago in second-hand store. I lost the footage of this one, so it's already in pieces. I cut out the pattern pieces that I drafted from a thick fabric. I put in the middle and also out of the red dress. I also took the front pieces and cut them out of the lace part I had. I also cut it out of the lining that I also had at home. I sewed together all the pattern pieces of all the different fabrics I just cut out. I also glued some interfacing on the red fabric where the eyelids are gonna go. After all the pattern pieces were sewed together, I then pinned together front red fabric and the middle thicker fabric. And then I sewed them together, as well as sewing the tunnels for boning. Or perhaps I already sewed the boning in. You know what? I actually forgot because I was making a bunch of corsets and I was trying out a bunch of different techniques at the time. I also made a sandwich of 2 front fabrics and 1 middle fabric to hold shape to make straps. I sewed that together and turned it around. I also top stitched them, then I attached the straps to the corset. Then I sewed the lining in and turned it around. And I ironed it down. I hand sewed on a little bow and heart charm, and I put some fake flowers I also had at home on the straps. Let me! If I bribe you, will you come? Okay, I'm gonna try bribery. Hold on. There we go. So with that, I finished the corset and it's time for the props. Are you even in frame now? Hello. So I already had the heart-shaped shoulder armor thingy that I made, I believe, 2 years ago for Valentine's Day. If you're interested in how I made those, I will link the video here. And gluing this is just like the relationship with the world's largest toddler. Me doing all the work and someone being uncooperative. You know, the taste of salt is just keep getting stronger today. I was in a very spicy mood, so there is a lot of shade thrown at my ex-boyfriend there. Enjoy, it was very fun. So the only thing with the shoulder thing is I ran out of time to figure out how to attach them properly, so I thought I would do that now. I took some trial and error and I wasn't really able to attach it, so I took a leftover red fabric I had, glued that on the armor, the shoulder thingy, and then I just sewed it on the corset, and that was it. You know, soon enough I will try every way that doesn't work, so it will only be left. Soon enough, I will try out every way that doesn't work, so the only options left will be the options that do work. Kai, I gave you a bribe so you would behave. You do not behave. This is domestic violence. Moving on. The cat distracted me with violence, so I forgot to mention this. But I did another modification to the shoulder armor. It was sitting way too low on my arm, so it was harder to move my arms. So I put some foam in it to pad it up, so it will sit taller and my arms could move. Well, I'm being kind of delulu. I never make costumes where I can move in it. So I just took some leftover foam I had at home and I cut out rough shapes and glued it on the inside of the shoulder. I was cutting and gluing and trying it on and cutting it in shape a little more until I was happy with it. Then I made the bow. So I took the shoulder armor, Let me see if this is in focus. Because where is it to focus on my little princess? Are you gonna continue this?
Fatality.
I took the shoulder thingy as like a guide, so they would fit together. So I cut out the shape of the bow, of course saving that, and I also grabbed the blue thingy. I had this leftover from another cosplay, so I used it as a handle. So I cut out bow shape 4 times, so I glued 2 pieces together, so we're having only 2 pattern pieces, but like thicker. Then I made a little heart details matching the details on the armor, so I made a rough cut and glued that on. I took my heat gun and shaped the bow. I wanted it to be like more dynamic and to have a little bit of a curve, so it's not gonna be just like straight. So I was just warming it up with the heat gun and then holding the pieces in shape I wanted until it cooled down. So now I was just repeating this process until I was happy with results and both of the pieces were at least similar. I also glued on some lightweight foam I had left over and I just glued it over like this little bit. So this will be the thickest part of the bow, and so the bow will have like more dynamic shape. I then went in with box cutters and Dremel to shape the details, as well as shaping the whole thing. Here is a little comparison how it looks before and after sanding and shaping. I of course repeated the process on the other one as well, and I love how this is coming together. I then inserted the handle. I made a cut in the foam and glued it in, and I also secured that with foam clay. I used the clay to also smooth out some transitions to the handle. I also took this opportunity to fix up some other mistakes and holes that were left during the shaping process on the bow. More smoothing done with the Quickie Fix type glue, and then I was sanding for about forever. After that was finished, I primed the whole thing and made the first coat of red paint. Then I was doing some more shading, trying to match the paint job on the shoulder armor. While editing this video, I rewatched the one from last year. I think I keep saying that I made the shoulder armor like 2 years ago, but it really felt longer. Like 2025 was like 5 years long, I swear to God. So I noticed that the last time I used orange to highlight the whole thing, and I think that's why it turned out so great. But this time I didn't, and I was really struggling to match the paint job actually. I should have watched it before I started to paint. To finish it up, I glued on the handle some leftover fabric and ribbon. But the bow also needs an arrow. I got a something, it says it's for curtains. It's like a movable stick, so I glued it with duct tape to make a longer, not movable stick. I didn't want to dye it, so I just glued electric tape over it. Then I got feathers and a plastic flower and attached that on as well. Then it was time for the wings. I took a thick wire and shaped it into a wing shape I wanted. I mean, kind of. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. Then I dressed the basic shape in some red fabric I had at home. I just went in with like scissors and hot glue and hope for the best, since this will be all hidden under the feather, so it won't really matter that much. I did that on both sides. I used some hand sewing to make them stay how I wanted them. I glued a black fabric on the middle part, so it will be more like hidden away and not as noticeable. I then got a bunch of red feathers in different sizes, and then I just went at it with hot glue gun again. So basically I did like one row and then I copied it on all the sides and then moved on to the next row, so they would look somewhat symmetrical. So I just kept going and going until I ran out of feathers, and then went to buy more feathers, and then I finished it. I also wanted to glue some feathers on the ends to make them longer, but that didn't work out for me. I should have done that in the shape phase of this project, but you know what? Oh well, we'll do it next time. It's fine. I then just sewed some elastic to wear, and that's it. To finish the outfit, I have a blouse that I got second hand, and also a skirt that I also got second hand, and then I have a choker. I made half of it, and half of it I ordered for another costume. So I just fusioned that together. Now that all parts of my outfit are complete, it is time for my favorite time, which is photoshooting time, which is also why we have such great footage today. I love how this whole thing came together, honestly, the vibes, the location, everything. I love it so much. So me and my photographer went to the Ljubljana castle to take these awesome Valentine's Day pictures. Here is her Instagram, make sure to check that out and follow her as well as me. I also have an Instagram, but no, this section isn't about me, okay? Let's focus. And she takes great pictures of pets and of me, but no, I keep inserting myself into this segment. Go check her out, and because I love how every photo shooting turns out, but this one is my favorite one so far. The final pictures are fire. I love it so much. But I might have some problems moving around and getting dressed, and I was freezing to death. But pictures are so amazing, which is what matters. I'm never beating the toxic cosplayer application, I swear to God. All my costumes are like this, you can't move, you can't eat, you can't sit. Don't do that, okay? Rules for thee, but not for me, okay? Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I plan on making more of whatever the fuck this was. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Also, leave a heart emoji in the comment section. So happy Valentine's Day, guys. This will be it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.